always love to look at the plus side of not having a ton of hair. And for me, one of the biggest benefits of having not a lot of hair is that I can curl my hair super fast. So today I'm going to show you my favorite flat iron curl method that I think makes my hair look amazing, but literally only takes me a few minutes. Obviously for this tutorial, you do need to know how to flat iron curl your hair. I do have some older tutorials about that you can find in my curl tutorial playlist, and I can also make an updated version of that if that's something you guys are interested in. I'm not going to teach you how to flat iron curl in this video, but do remember that the more you turn your flat iron, the curlier your curls are going to be. A half turn is going to be less curly than a full turn, and a 1.5 turn is going to be even curlier. So the tighter you want your curls, the more you turn your flat iron. There's also things like the angle of your flat iron can make a difference. But honestly, for this method, I kind of just do what feels right for every section because I'm taking fairly large sections to get through my hair really quickly. It comes out a little bit different every single time I do it, but I'm usually not trying to create a specific look. I'm just trying to get my hair curled quickly. For today's video, my hair is freshly washed. I just washed and blow dried it with my Design Me Puff Me Volumizing Mousse. I don't recommend curling your hair when it is dirty, especially if you're a beginner. I know there's a lot of information out there that says that curling dirty hair will make it last better, but the reality is if you have this hair type, dirty hair is actually going to work against you. It's not that it's impossible, but it's going to make it harder to work with. When your hair is really silky smooth and clean, it's going to be a lot easier to curl. The reason some people feel like their curls last better in day 2 hair is simply because your hair has more texture, usually some more products in it, but you can add those after you're finished curling. You can add some dry texture spray, some dry texture powder, anything that you want like that. And like I said, I have put Stronghold Volumizing Mousse in my hair before I blow dried it, so that's also going to help, but clean hair is a lot easier to work with. Now, my volumizing mousse does have heat protection in it, but I did blow dry my hair, so it's kind of done its job. So I like to add another layer of heat protection since we're going to put more heat on the hair. Obviously, I don't want to use a wet heat protectant because then we're going to have to wait for the hair to dry. So I like this Firewall by AG. It comes out as a dry oiled mist, and I just give my hair a nice layer of that. And your hair is ready to work with immediately after spraying that in your hair. One tip that I feel like is really obvious, but then when I talk to people about curling their hair, I often realize a lot of people don't think about this, is you want to make sure your hair is thoroughly brushed before you start curling. If you encounter any tangles, that is going to make your curls come out weird or just make it hard to get your flat iron through your hair. So I start with my hair thoroughly brushed, and if I ever get to a section during this process that is tangled at all, I will go back and brush it before I try to curl it. So I am going to not speed up the editing of this video so that you can see how long it actually takes me, but fair warning, if you get impatient, you might want to fast forward the styling part of the video. I shouldn't have too much to say, so it shouldn't be a problem if you want to fast forward it, but I did want to show you in real time how long this actually takes me. So what I do for this method is I basically section my hair into a top and bottom section, sort of like these are my temples here. I go just above my temple all the way around my head. It doesn't have to be a perfect section. This is going to be the top section, this is going to be the bottom section, and I'm just going to clip this top section up and out of the way for now. Then I'm going to take the bottom section, I'm going to split it approximately down the middle and pull it over both of my shoulders. Now I am just going to take large sections and curl. And when I say large, I mean vertically large. We're not going to make them really thick. I mean, a little bit thick, but like we're not going to take like all the hair in one chunk. I mean, you probably could, but you always want to make sure that you don't put too much hair. If you put too much hair in each section, it's going to have a hard time holding the curl because you're not going to be heating through the entire section evenly. So you don't want the section to be too thick. You want to make sure that it's thin enough that the heat can distribute all the way through and evenly heat up that curl. Otherwise, part of your curls are going to fall out as the hair cools down. So I'm going to take a chunk here. Basically, this is all the hair in front of my ears. I am going to choose to curl away from my face today, but honestly, I literally usually just do whatever works in each section, and it's a great look either way. There is no wrong way to do this. It is whatever is easiest for you and whatever you like the best. Curl number 1. And I'm basically going to take this and just break it into 2 sections. I always try to make my curls a little curlier than I probably actually want my hair, just because you do usually lose 20 to 30% of the curl that you've created as it cools. So just keep that in mind. Those curls will fall. Making sure the ends of the curls stay between your plates, otherwise they won't curl. That's one side done, and you can see my end there. It's not quite as curly as I want, so I'm literally just gonna go back and curl that end a little bit more. Perfect. One side is done, let's do the other side. And there we go. The whole bottom of my hair is now curled. Now I'm just going to take down this top section. I'm going to curl it from the middle, but I typically will just flip my part all over the place once it's done. I'm going to take my bang chunk here, curl that forward and away from my face. Perfect. Other side. I like to go sort of back and forth on the top. It kind of makes me feel like I'm keeping everything more symmetrical. But again, there isn't really a right or wrong way to do this. It's whatever you find easier. And then I'm just going to take chunks of the hair. And again, I'm going to brush that because it's not fully smooth. It's probably a tiny bit thicker than I want here. Take out some of that hair. But ultimately, we're not looking for little tiny sections. We are looking to curl our hair fast. And because your hair is really thin and fine, you can get away with this for sure. I also love doing big sections. Kind of makes like these really big bouncy sections of curl, which I actually love the finished look of. You can see that as I turn my flat iron and pull through, because I am taking slightly larger sections, I go relatively slow. And again, this is to fully heat the section all the way through. If I go too quickly, it isn't going to heat and those curls are not going to last. On the top, I do try to start my sections as close to my scalp as possible, just so I can get the maximum amount of volume at my scalp, but it's not going to give as much volume as you would get if you did smaller sections really close to your scalp, but I still do my best to get close to the scalp. Oh, everyone's got a good side and a bad side, and this is definitely my bad side. It feels so awkward to curl my hair on this side. Okay, that felt like it was going to be weird, but it turned out okay. And I'm just gonna find any chunks at the back that still feel straight. You can use a mirror to look. I usually just feel for anything that doesn't feel curly, and I'm pretty good at feeling that. Or you can ask someone to look and pick out any straight sections for you. All right, and now this is the point where most people will be like, this looks terrible. What did I do? I can't curl my hair, and yours looks amazing and mine looks like crap. But this is what it looks like. So once you feel like it's all cooled, that's when you can put your fingers in it. So we're just gonna wait a few minutes for this to fully cool, and then I'm gonna go back in and show you how I fluff it out. All right, it is now all cooled, so I'm going to lean my head back. You could also flip your head over, but I like to lean it back usually, and I just start to shake everything out. And you just get big, bouncy curls, just a few minutes of work once you've got that technique of flat ironing down pat. Love it. Wear it, flip it side to side, wear it in the center, doesn't matter. I hope that helps. I hope this gives you the confidence to try and play around with your hair and see what happens, and start to really embrace the pros of not having a lot of hair, because there are some pros. There are things that are easier for us because we don't have a lot of hair, and I really try to embrace those and enjoy those, because we can't change our hair. It's what we're born with, and it's what we have to work with. Thank you so much for watching today. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Coming up later this week, I am going to do 2 hairstyles with these curls, showing you guys kind of what you can do to play with them and create really fast, easy hairstyles. So stick around. The Wednesday and Friday video this week will be those. And let me know in the comments if there's any other videos that you would like to see. Thank you so much for watching today.